Hi guys, we're back again. Now I am going to take the inside of these two doors that are going on the base of the cabinet right here, and I'm going to stencil a design on the inside. These are the Dixie Belle silkscreen stencils, and this is part of their steampunk collection, and we've got a clock on us, and this is as close as I can get to a watch. These things are washable and reusable for 8 to 10 times. They automatically have a sticky part on the back of them, so they adhere, and no bleed through, at least when they're in good shape. You know that they're needing to be tossed when they start bleeding. And like I said, you can usually get like 8 to 10 uses out of one, which is pretty good. Not as good as a permanent stencil, but they've got a silk screen in them. And basically what you're doing is pushing the paint through the silk screen. And the detail is so fine that you can get really intricate designs out of this. And it does not take very much paint. Each one of these packages comes with this plastic thingamajigger, and it's really good to push the paint through. You can also use a paintbrush to do it. You can use just about anything to push the paint through, but I like this because it's got this sharp edge, and it really scrapes the paint across the silk screen and gets it into all the little nooks and crannies. And it's also small enough that you can negotiate these little edges that you don't have a lot of room for error, where you don't want it running over the side. So I'm going to just do the clock part of this. There's also some hands, clock hands, second hands on this, but I'm not gonna do that part of it. So I just wanna get something on the inside of the door, so that when you open it, you've got a little bit of interest there. And there's a lot of things you can use. You can use more. I'm going to use decoupage paper on the outside of the door, so I didn't want to do the same or even a different pattern on the inside of the door. I thought that would be too much of a clash. So you're just going to keep pushing through. And if there's something on here that you don't want, like these hands, I could have put some blue tape and blocked them off, but I didn't. So, all right. And I'm gonna try and do this really quickly on the second door so I don't have to wash the stencil twice. But if you can do a close-up on that, it is a really great image. It's just so detailed. I gotta make sure I don't do this upside down. And you're probably seeing this upside down. But this is the clock. And it's just yummy. And that's all it needs on the inside of the door. Just that'll do it. All right, so then we're gonna do this on the other door. Get it more or less centered. And probably could have done this on a tabletop. That might have been easier for you guys to see, but since we had the cameras and the lights all set up here, we decided to go ahead and do everything in one spot. So what I'm doing right now is just trying to reattach the stencil, re-adhere it to the piece, and we'll see how it goes. All right, I'm gonna scoop out a little paint and start scraping through. Now, if you find, which is always going to be a surprise, that you've hit the 10th or 12th time and it's bleeding through, it's really easy. You just take, a baby wipe or something and just wipe the paint off if it's bleeding through and is a hot mess. But I'm hoping this will work. And ideally, you want to wash your stencil between uses right away. You don't want that paint drying in between. But if you know me, you know that I hate washing stencils, so if I can get a second use and just do it once, I'm happy. So off camera to my right, while I'm doing this, when I left you before, I did the other side. Oh, we should have shown that. So the side where I did the faded stripes and the gold stenciling. We'll see if we can show you that before we stop for the day. All right, just a little bit more. And what I really like is that this paint, it works really good with thicker paint, in my opinion. So when you get down to the end of your jars, like I am on this aubergine, it's nice and thick, which I like. All right, this is bubbling up here in this section, so we'll see. We may have some bleed through down here. All right. Yep. And now I've got a little goober I gotta fix. Peel. Yep. All right, so not perfect down here. I did have a little crease in here where the adhesion is not working out so good. So we'll think what we're gonna do on that one. I may erase that part of it and re-stencil it. And then this I can clean up pretty easily with